How y'all doing? I'm Christopher Redmond, and I'm here with another episode of Tell Your Story with Prodigy. And today we have another guest. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Morgan Finch. Thank you so much for having me. A little bit about myself. I am a junior here at Eastern. My major is public relations, and I'm currently pursuing a minor in marketing. Recently within my life, in terms of Eastern, kind of a rundown, I'm currently a part of 2 different organizations on campus, but throughout my collective time at Eastern, I've been a part of 5. Kind of retired from some now, but some active ones is my sorority Sigma Kappa, along with my PRSSA, which I'm currently the president of.
One president to another.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. See you on Tell Your Story with Prodigy. We like to, dive into different stories, the beginning, the middle, and the end, So tell us a little bit about what brought you to EIU, like a little bit in the past, like what moments through high school or something that shaped you to come here.
So I'm originally from Connecticut, which is 15 hours away. It's a little brutal.
Please don't tell me you drive.
I do drive.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
Yes, I do.
Oh, and I've been complaining about an 8-hour drive to Canada.
Yep. I do drive. I have my car Maurice here. He is my baby. So him and I go through it together with that 15-hour long drive. But I'm originally from Connecticut. Grew up there, born and raised. It's definitely a different culture, I'd say. Life is just very fast-paced. People are going everywhere all at once, and here it's just definitely more relaxed, which I adore. But a huge thing for me was, especially like in high school, I've always been super independent, kind of doing my own thing always, but just going with the path that God wants me to be on. Specifically with my family, I'm super family oriented, so kind of making the decision to jump all the way 15 hours away was not easy, but I really wanted to form my life just in a different chapter that just really involved me and just an independent route with that. My family, I talk with them every single day, so I'm still super close with them and still have those same morals, but especially more than anything, I was like, if I don't leave Connecticut now, I'm never gonna leave it. So I made the jump, packed up all my stuff, and moved to here. It's not that crazy because I do have family in Princeton, Illinois. Okay. So my grandparents live there, so it's not too crazy. But I definitely, like when I was looking for colleges, wanted a college that was out of state, just so I felt like I could have that independence on my own. But specifically with Eastern, it was just perfect because my grandparents are both alumni of the university, so they already know the terrain. So when I was visiting, they showed me around. Obviously, things have changed since they were here. They were here, when fossils were everywhere. So, but
that's crazy.
They showed me around and basically were like, "This is like our stomping grounds. Make it your own story." So that was definitely a huge point. And I visited and I fell in love with this campus. I fell absolutely in love with it. I toured some other universities and it didn't feel right, and I can't explain it other than when I came here I was like, this is right. This place is perfect for me. But like I said, I really wanted to have my independence, but at the same time I'm still so family oriented that if anything were to happen, God forbid, I would want family to fall back on, and Eastern was the perfect fit. My grandparents are only 2 hours away from the university, so if I were ever in need of like a weekend getaway, like fall break or Easter or something, they're just a 2-hour drive away. So that's like a perfect balance for me, where I still get to travel, go home, even if it is, just Chicago, O'Hare, whatever it may look like, it's still the perfect balance. So that's really how I found Eastern and kind of made that jump specifically. And Eastern was just super awesome in terms of the benefits that they provided me. I was super fortunate for that, and it just felt right. I can't explain it besides the fact that all the puzzle pieces just aligned perfectly. Yeah. I was like, this is God telling me to go here.
That special destination, I like that.
Right,
So you at EIU now.
Yeah.
So like what you majoring in and like what organizations you a part of and stuff. Like dive more deep into that.
So specifically, I'm a public relations major and my minor's in marketing. But recently I've kind of just been dibble-dabbling with a bunch of different things. So I had to take a sales class for my marketing minor, which is what I'm really focusing on more in school, and I won it, shockingly. Yeah, this was like something crazy. So I was in Atlanta.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah. So they were like,
yeah. At the clubs.
So they were like, be prepared. 3 weeks, you're flying out to Atlanta, and you're gonna go in this sales competition. So it was crazy. Literally got on the plane. The moment we landed, it was just boom, 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 opportunity after opportunity. There was a huge career fair that I got to be a part of and meet super awesome organizations that I'm in contact with now, which is awesome in terms of like career path, what my future job may look like. So I never thought I'd be interested in sales, which is kind of a path I'm leaning towards right now. So there's that, but that's like a little side thing that we'll maybe pursue. Maybe I'll get a sales certificate somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. But specifically my major, public relations, is the best major ever. I'm biased, but best major that Eastern offers. The teachers are incredible, and that was like a huge thing for me, is that they're so accommodating, they're so understanding, they treat you like you are not a student but a human, and that was so awesome for me specifically, especially making a jump 15 hours away. Having teachers who are just so accommodating and so understanding is something I can only express extreme gratitude towards. All my teachers within the PR department are incredible, so that's definitely been something, and they've really just pushed me to be my best self. Mainly with PR, I just love communication. That's something I've really worked on and grown on, especially within my major. And that's also kind of helped me with going down or looking down the sales route. I'm like, okay, it's all about communicating, getting your point across effectively. Like I said, I'm competitive, so I want to win. So it's kind of just like,
imagine the attitude going to that sales competition.
I was going in there like, full blazer set, don't mess with it. You know what I mean? I was like, you're gonna like this product. And
my professor was telling me about that. He was telling me that somebody went down there and they was doing good, and I'm like, man. And y'all don't even got a lot of time to prepare.
We had 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was going against people who have been preparing for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I
that's
had
crazy
to learn the brand, what I'm selling them, ROI, like all these different things about it. It was so crazy, but an amazing opportunity, and some really awesome companies were there that I had the opportunity to get in contact with. So that's kind of something crazy that's going on. But yeah, so PR, love my major, but my minor is also in marketing. The business school is awesome as well. Lumpkin is great. The teachers are awesome. That I also have a little bias towards them, especially when I give tours. That's like a big thing. So I always have to put my little plug about the business school. But I'm there now, because I'm really working on my minor more than anything. I'm almost done with my major classes. But it's going awesome in terms of school. But you said organization-wise, I just realized I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actively a part of more than just 2 organizations. So
when Cameron's giving me the rundown, I'm like, is it something she did?
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm there I feel like a Oscar award nominee who missed 5 people that they're supposed to mention. So sorry, but no, so I'm part of a bunch of different ones. My main one I'm with Cameron in is PRSSA, so that's Public Relations Student Society of America. I'm president of that currently, so that's one of my main priorities. But outside of that, Sigma Kappa, my sorority, I always gotta talk so highly of it. I've really put my back into that one. So I've taken on a plethora of different positions there. So I was the previous vice president and director of philanthropic service. So our main philanthropy is Alzheimer's. So I was in charge of really just conducting fundraising events and certain things to really just help spread awareness to Alzheimer's and raise money for it. That's definitely a philanthropy that is super close to my heart. It was one of the main reasons I joined the sorority. Okay. But kind of touching with that, my grandma was also in a sorority here at Eastern.
Same one?
So, no.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, man.
I was elected to another sorority. I came down and went through recruitment, and I absolutely fell in love with Sigma Kappa. The girls were just me in a different font is how I describe it. And still to this day, the new girls that come in and really enter our family, it just continues to be the same thing. It's just so, so awesome. So I'm really glad she really pushed me to go Greek because she had such a positive experience with it. She was like, you got to do it.
Yeah.
My grandpa was in a fraternity here on campus. He was in Sigma Pi. I'll throw that one out there. I'll name drop there.
Sigma Pi?
Yep, he was in Sigma Pi.
Must be cool people.
Yep, cool people. So he was an alum of that. He loves the Sigma Pi, so they both were like, you need to go Greek. They both were in it. You're like, you need to do it. I'm a first gen, so neither of my parents went to college, so it was definitely like the opportunities were endless for me. So it was basically like, do what you want to do. I took that and kind of absolutely sprinted with it and joined a bunch of different organizations because I was like, you know what? Honestly, what do I have to lose besides just gain more opportunities and meet awesome people? So
yeah. And
here I am. So there's that. Also, like, schoolwork is something that's super, super important to me. So I really try and, make sure more than anything, it's my number one priority. So with that being said, I'm a part of Order of Omega, which is a Greek honor society here. So I'm the social media coordinator for that. So I run the social media page for that.
You do a lot.
Yes.
You do a lot.
And then I'm now retired from being the vice president of public relations, oh my goodness, for the Panhellenic Council. So I ran the social media for that all of last year, which was like my big priority at that time, my sophomore year, going into the beginning of this year. So I basically was running the social media for all 9 sororities on campus.
Wow.
Yes, so it was one of my favorite things I think I've ever done, and it's taught me so much about social media management, effective communication, all of that.
Yeah.
But I loved it. The design aspect, Canva became my best friend. The Canva Premium, her and I know each other really well. So that was a really big thing. And then also I am a student ambassador for the university. So I give tours for the university. Not only do I absolutely adore everything that I've done within my time here at Eastern, but I love the university. I wanted to give back and show prospecting students, how awesome Eastern is and the opportunities they have.
How long is it gonna take to write this resume?
So it's been she's in the works right now, and it's congested. I'm like,
that's like 5 pages, isn't it?
No, it has to be one, and
it
looks like crazy. It's like mumbo jumbo everywhere, but we're gonna work with that.
Somebody actually told me like you should make multiple resumes depending on the job you apply for.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that, and honestly, I might have to do that just because.
How you fit all that?
It looks a little crazy. Yes, I definitely, sometimes I sit there, I'm like, how do I have time for all this? But it's awesome. I'm like someone, if I'm not busy, I'm miserable. So I am doing something 24/7. 24/7, I'm always out and about doing something. That's dope. I always tell students on campus, man, you gotta keep yourself busy. If you're in your room all day not doing anything, you're gonna lose motivation to even go to class, man. Yeah.
Like stay active and do stuff like that.
You'll lose falling in love with the university, is what I say.
Facts. So let's go into the library.
Yeah.
Let's go into the library. What's some of your favorite parts about the library? What's some key parts you like?
So kind of touching with that, I am a student ambassador for the university, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So the library is my favorite place to show on tours. It's my favorite thing to talk about more than anything just because there's so much that the library offers here on campus. And obviously when I tell students, like prospecting students coming in, I just love to touch on all the elements that the library has, especially we get a lot of education majors that are interested in pursuing a career here. So I love to touch on the specific elements that we have in terms of student teaching or practicum, the puppets or the different books or kits that we have that can accommodate to them and help that financial aspect. Or down to everyone who's just super creative. We have such budget-friendly options like 3D printers or the Cricut machines. There's so many awesome things that I just love to touch on to students because that to me is incredible. How the university is able to accommodate to everybody their custom needs in order for you to succeed in a student and just your daily life as well. So I love to touch on that always.
Somebody who know the library,
right? It's my favorite thing to market.
Yeah,
You know,
it's so much, man. I feel like a lot of people don't really know what they offer. You know,
100%.
From laptops to cameras,
Yes.
green screen rooms. Like, bro, we got a VR room.
Yep.
Podcast rooms, multiple of them. You know, and all this equipment. Like, it's amazing what they do. So, all right, let's dive into the next one.
Okay.
So, you doing through all these things in college. You doing all this stuff. What you majored in. All these organizations. So, what do you think is gonna lead you in 5 years? Like, what's your career-wise? What are you looking at?
So, I'm a business girl.
Yeah.
Like, I know it. I think that's just who I am. Like, at nature, I
Awesome.
see myself in corporate somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life, this kind of ties back into it. I've been working since I was 14 years old. So, I have never really relied on other people for financial aspects or things like that. I've always been very independent, self-sufficient, things like that. So working has never been a question. No one ever had to force me to do that. I always was like, Mom, Dad, I'm getting a job.
Yeah.
What can I do at 14 years old that's not illegal? And they were like, babysitting. So that's what I did for a while. I nannied for 3 years. And then when I was able to get a job, I started working in the restaurant industry. So I still, to this day, when I go home, have the same job. I've worked in there for 6 years now. So I've worked up the totem pole there, but working has definitely been a huge thing. Just being my own person, being my own support system when it comes to that. So what I see myself doing in 5 years is a career that definitely keeps me busy.
Yeah.
But I see myself in a city life, whether that's Chicago, New York City, Atlanta, whatever that may look like. I see myself in a big city working, you know, a little business girl job, doing my thing.
Only one of them big buildings, you know?
You know, yeah. I love city life. I love it. I adore it. The idea of waking up at 6 a.m., going to Pilates, getting a coffee, going to class, going to work,
Yeah.
going to class.
All right, it's in that
Because
mindset.
you're my priority. So yeah, like going to work, having that dynamic, and then going back home and just living life is just awesome to me. Like, that is something I want. I'm a very structure-oriented person, so having that like step-by-step chunk build days is so fitting for me. So I definitely see myself maybe in that sales job. Who knows what I end up doing with that. Marketing, I absolutely adore it more than anything. The creative aspect, I could pretty much sell anybody on anything or market something to you.
Okay.
So, and I mean that. So, if I'm passionate about it,
I can look at your eyes and be like, yes, she mean everything she said right now.
Listen, from my thing though, if I were to sell somebody on something, I'm being for real about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, you wanna buy this. Like, I'm genuinely telling you, I'm a brutally honest person. Like, I'm not gonna sell you on something that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's like a lip gloss, a perfume, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Same thing, so.
I'm prepared for that sales.
Yeah.
I told my teacher I'm going in that sales. I'm taking that sales class just to do the competition.
Evan Kubisak, I'm pretty sure he teaches that. He's my BFF.
He's teaching my entrepreneur classes right now.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. One of my favorite teachers, hands down. Great guy.
Yeah.
Super creative. Talk about somebody that is busy. I mean, that man is always doing something. The most innovative person I've ever met. I'm not going to reveal his secrets of what he's doing these days, but he's got something in the works coming up.
Man, he do everything. When he told me he was a firefighter.
Firefighter. I'm in the middle of class. This man is picking up the phone.
I was like,
sorry.
bro.
I'm like, he's random. He's
just outside.
But he's crazy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Dope.
Great guy. But yeah, so I went with him to Atlanta, and the most supportive person, but so insightful. Like, him talking to me, I was like, wait, you make it seem so simple. So I appreciate him for that. And him as a teacher, even though I didn't go to class on Monday. So. Sorry. But yeah. So.
Nah, that's dope. So to go ahead and like wrap things up, we like to leave people with like a good quote or a good message, you know, for future EIU students or people who have a hard time, you know, give them a little motivation. So what advice would you give them?
Thank you for asking this, because this was actually advice that I was given on a tour from another university. It was a guy. He said to me, look, regardless of what school you end up choosing, apply yourself, is what he said to me. He was like, it doesn't matter if the school has 60,000 students in it or 2,000 students. Apply yourself, because every single university has something to offer, but specifically more than anything, Eastern has everything under the sun to offer you. Apply yourself. Yeah. Join the club. Do the marathon, whatever that looks like whatever that may be, apply yourself to what Eastern has to offer. The amount of RSOs we have 150 plus RSOs. There's something for everybody here. Apply yourself. I feel like specifically, especially I was homesick for a while, not gonna lie, that was a huge thing for me. So if I wouldn't have taken the leap and gone through recruitment or joined the RSOs, I don't know if I would still be a student or have the motivation to be a student anywhere. That doesn't even mean just Eastern, anywhere. So by applying myself, it gave me those lifelong connections. It gave me the resources. It gave me those opportunities to be who I am today. I would not be this person here jumping to do an interview or have the confidence to speak about my experience because that wasn't me prior to the opportunities that gave me this backbone to sit here and speak so confidently. Join the sorority, join the fraternity, join the B club, join whatever that may be. That was just, oh, look at that. Join PRSSA. Whatever that may be, seriously, I was throwing in all my plugs in, but seriously, join whatever that is to you. If you like chess, join the chess club. If you like volleyball, join intramural volleyball. Do whatever. There's something seriously for everybody. Apply yourself. It will give you that motivation to be the best person and the best version of yourself. It seriously will. So that's my advice to everybody. Join the lab. There it is.
I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
It was good. Great guys. That was interesting.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Seriously, this was awesome.